cool. Simon, who is recording, has assembled today this new LMP-650 multipress. We did have, when Simon assembled it, the benefit of having the old one right next door to it. So the old one has been around in some shape or form, originally Mk2, before then ATX. It's remained unchanged for about 10 years. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So it's been a very good unit. They have made slight alterations for this one. It's come out at the same price, so we're a little concerned with perhaps some value engineering, because although value engineering makes sense to get a certain price point, we kind of like stuff bigger and better. However, it's more, Erwin, the designer, he's got some very nifty features in here that actually improve upon the product. So we will go through them. So Simon already pointed out quite a few, building them side by side. We notice slight things because we use them all the time. So one being is, let's say you wanted to use this 650 bench with dumbbells, is we would forever just lean the handles back and place them against the wall. So you can see the marks where the last one placed against the wall, which if you're in a PT studio or a home gym, you might not want to place the arms against the wall. And of course, if it was too close to the wall, you'd run the risk of knocking them down. Well, now, this upright, previously it was a cross section that went like this and it never came this high, whereas now you could just stow them out of the way. So I could comfortably stow both arms out of the way and use the bench with dumbbells, which we like very much. Whilst the arm is up here, you will also notice, because one thing that did happen is, as durable as these benches were, they get a hell of a lot of use in the gym. And the rubber would eventually wear down, whereas these are much thicker plastic buffers. So that is also an improvement. As Simon comes round, literally everything I'm touching, if they were side by side, you might not notice these, but literally everything I'm touching, we're noticing an improvement. So now it's 50mm Olympic sleeves as standard. We previously retrofitted them. The benefit of these is that all collars are going to fit them better, but also Simon's probably at the right angle that you can see they face slightly upwards. So really you don't need a collar. Because it now points slightly upwards, you don't run that risk of heavy lifting and the weights are going to creep off. Around here as well, Simon, because as I mentioned, everywhere we are looking, then there's an improvement. So this isn't really much different to the original. However, the original, where it had a slanted arm, is you had lots of holes angled like that. And although there was an attempt to number them, then the numbers come off. So it was more guesswork, as you know roughly where it would sit, whereas this arrangement is a hell of a lot easier. And this might only be a crude sticker over the top, but it works. So you can just put in whichever height you want. I've just noticed as well one thing that was different. When Simon assembled it, he did say, what are these arms? Because on the instruction manual currently, these arms didn't exist. Now, from a structural point of view, they make a lot of sense. But if you've bought this from us and you're assembling it at home and then notice these arms and think, where do they go? That is exactly where they go. I'm sure the instruction manual will be updated. Now, the bench we've covered separately. So it's the MBX 650. In this case, on the multipress, it just bolts on directly to these handles. Now, we noted before little improvements on the bench, like the handles and the pop pins being improved. Now, a benefit of the MBX 650 bench, if you're using it with a rack, is it being column adjustable, is you can move in closer to the uprights. So in this case, bolted onto a multi-press, it is the perfect bench because I can set it up for whatever position. So let's put it in a flat. So there we go, let's put it in a flat position. And now we know these arms have that new positioning. It should be easier for me to locate exactly where I want it. So let's go for 6. This is the first time I've tried this. I can actually go a bit lower. I'm going to go for 4. I think that's perfect for me. Simple seat adjustment, so let's just put that flat in there. There we go, set up for bench press. The storage on here as well, they are also now Olympic sleeves as standard. There we go, nice comfortable movement. Oh, one we are always asked, it's always been the case on this one, but the arms are independent. So they're not connected. Can you retrospectively connect them? No. There are connector bars, but I wouldn't suggest that's particularly good. Feels perfectly comfortable to me, having them independent like that. Anything else you can think of, Simon? The crossbeam? Ah, yeah, good point. Simon said the crossbeam to stop the plates getting hit. So this is another cool feature. Let me come around this side so you can record it easier, Simon. So here, why would we have those there? Well, I will show you the answer. So let's just stow it up. So this multi-press, it is a multi-press. You can use it for many different exercises. So you could use the bench separately like this for one decline position, 10 degrees off the top of my head. Flat, multiple inclines, and then a shoulder press. But also people use it for other movements as well, like rowing, for example. So what used to happen on the old one is where you'd have the storage post like this, is people would set it up for rowing and it would simply rest on these weight plates. So people would do their rowing exercises, whatever they may be doing, and it would rest on those weight plates. Whereas now, it doesn't rest on those weight plates. It rests with enough room for a full-size plate, and it's off of it like this. So even though it's a multi-press, Erwin at ATX has recognised that people use it for other things. And if someone did slam it back like that, previously against those weights, then you run the risk of bending those weight horns. So given that we do actually use all our kit, we kind of know what to look out for, how people might use it or misuse it. But now you can actually use it like that without it being misuse. So all of those brings this multi-press out at the same price. So I think we're $999. Including VAT and delivery, but rather than there be too much value engineering, it's more ingenuity in the design of, there's a few nifty features that actually improve upon this item. Do you agree? It's better, isn't it? Yeah. So although it hasn't seen a change in 10 years, and these might not seem like much of a change, from using it every single day, they are improvements.